Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to talk about my fall wardrobe plan. I really love wardrobe planning, and over the years, it's really been beneficial to me because it's helped me not only pinpoint my personal style, but then also stay true to it, and most importantly, let it evolve where it needs to. It also helps me pinpoint my color palette, and then of course, any new things that I want to add. So I'm gonna go through the entire process with you today, and I hope that it maybe inspires you to do the same, because once you start doing this, if you're anything like me, it becomes really addictive, and it really becomes an exciting part of the seasonal shifts, and ultimately really helps me appreciate my wardrobe. I put a lot of time and energy into it, and spending time planning everything out for the new season really helps me realize that. So I love it, and I hope you enjoy this video. So let's get started. The first thing that I always do for most things revolving around my personal style is to get inspired. I really like to cultivate images and Instagram pictures and maybe magazine tears that just really speak to me. Things that just resonate for some reason and make me feel very excited about what I'm looking at and potentially the new season. And I like to just gather as many of those as possible. My favorite place to do this is probably over on Pinterest, followed very closely by Instagram. I save a lot of images in that saved tab thing that they have now, and then I'll go back through those. And I like to not only pull out key things, but also kind of the general vibe and the mood. And you'll start to notice a lot of similarities when you start doing this yourself. You'll notice things like all black, or maybe a lot of color, or maybe a new haircut, a new shoe silhouette, things that really help you identify tangible things that you can put into your wardrobe. So things that are actually useful. So it's not just a pretty board full of things that make you feel great when you look at them, but then you can't really translate that into real life. So I find that by gathering inspiration and then going through those and finding common themes, I'm able to find really tangible things that I can implement. So for this season, there are a few that I have in mind. And the first is going to be updated takes on classics. So you know I love classic pieces. I love things that I can wear for years and they won't feel dated. And sometimes that can become a little too overpowering for my own personal tastes. So I've spent a lot of time over the last couple of years really cultivating those pieces and really making sure that I have that foundation in place. But now I'm at a point where I know what I love and I know what makes me feel great, and I'm ready to start incorporating new silhouettes and new versions of those things. So for example, something like a great blazer. I have a really large blazer collection, no lying. I really like blazers, so I don't put a cap on that for myself. But I have quite a few, and they're all pretty similar in their silhouette. So I would love to incorporate a new version into my closet for fall. I'll touch more on that in just a second, but just updating things that I already love and wear, and doing so with just enough of a modern twist, I think will really have a big impact for my overall style. So along those same lines, I'm really excited to start re-wearing a lot of the things I already love, a lot of those really classic pieces that I look forward to every year. So even though they aren't new and even though they aren't trendy, they're things that I truly love, and I've spent so long cultivating them and really identifying what those pieces are for myself, all the way down from the cut to the color and the individual fit. And it's so important that you spend that time on yourself and then actually use them. So I'm really excited to re-wear a lot of those pieces. Things like my favorite tweed blazers, great pair of jeans, my favorite black pants and navy pants that I've had forever now and I love wearing all year long if I could, but really they shine in the fall and winter. So I'm really excited for that. And going through my inspiration images really helped me kind of pinpoint all of those things again and see that even though I've had these pieces for a few years, and even though they aren't new, and even though they feel familiar, by seeing someone else wear them, they felt fresh. And I was reminded that I spent so long finding those pieces because they truly are wardrobe workhorses. There's things that I love, things that make me feel great, and things that I'm really excited for every season, no matter what. The next thing I'm really excited for the upcoming season is effortless but modern kind of pared back beauty. So you know that I really like a natural makeup look, things that are easy, things that I can do quickly without a lot of products and not a lot of fuss. And I like that because it works for me. It's taken a long time to find kind of that sweet spot, and now that I have it, I stick to it. So I'm excited to just embrace that more, change up things just a little bit for the new weather, and of course try new products because that's so fun. Every time I run out of something, I'm excited to try a new version. But then I also want to update things a little bit, I think in the hair department. I have long hair, as you can see, and it grows pretty quick, so I'm not too worried about cutting it. But I think that just by bringing it up a little bit and kind of embracing my texture a little bit more and allowing that to really work for me, because it's a little too chaotic down here with the humidity to really do that in the summer. So I use fall and winter as my humidity-free time to kind of experiment with my hair. And I think by doing that, it'll make the rest of my clothes feel more modern. I think it'll just be a new take on things and kind of the new thing that I'm craving for my wardrobe without necessarily needing to buy anything. So now let's go through the key outfits that I pulled out. After I went through my inspiration images, these were the common themes. And these are the things I'm really excited to wear. It cannot get cooler fast enough because these got me so excited to rewear things and style things differently and really embrace the fall winter mood. So the first on this list is definitely going to be jeans, a sweater, and a blazer, but with a few variations. So like I was talking about earlier, I want to rewear my standard combinations, the jeans, sweaters, and blazers that I love, but also I want to incorporate a new blazer into the mix and allow that proportion play to make everything feel fresh. The next common outfit theme that I was able to pull out from all of this is high contrast, specifically black and white. Those are two of my favorite colors in my wardrobe, as you know, and I love to wear them together, but I've kind of gotten out of the habit of wearing the high contrast looks paired side by side. So I'm excited to fall back into that. I think it was moving back down south that kind of broke me of it a little bit because I wanted to wear things that were a little bit softer and felt a little bit more in line with where I am. But when I was living in New York, harsh contrast between the black and the white was something I loved, and I'm really excited to start wearing that again. I don't even need to buy anything new to do this. I can wear the pieces I already have and just combine the whites and the blacks and really enjoy that. Now let's talk about color palette. I think a color palette is so important for your personal style. I really truly believe that you should have a designated personal palette for your own closet. Colors that you love to wear, colors that are all interchangeable, they complement each other. Maybe they're predominantly cool toned or warm toned, and they all share similar characteristics, so you can kind of mindlessly pair things together. I think it makes getting dressed easier, it makes wardrobe cultivation easier, and in my experience also kind of saves you money because you don't buy things that aren't in your color palette because they won't go. So I'm a huge fan, and my color palette is pretty locked. It's been pretty much the same thing for the last couple years, but for fall specifically, I'm really excited about wearing a lot of my black and white, like I said earlier, and then camel. But then also blue. I love blue, so I love light blue and navy blue, and then a couple pops of maroon. I don't really typically love full-blown red. Sometimes a really vibrant, cool-toned red is a little too aggressive for my personal taste, and instead I like a little bit of a softer, kind of burgundy color. So still kind of cool-toned, but very vibrant and a little bit more down-to-earth, I think, than traditional red. And I love that as an accent for fall. It's something that pops up in almost all of my fall wardrobes, and this season is no different. Now let's go over the new things that I've added for fall and the things that are on my wish list. So this is a nice mix of kind of trendy pieces, but also just timeless pieces that I've had on my list. And now that we're in fall, I can really make them a priority. So let's start off with the things that I've added. And first on that has to be a leather blazer. I'm loving this leather trend that's really popular right now and wearing leather separates kind of all together. But most specifically, I really love the look of the tailored, almost a 90s leather blazer. It's so easy to find secondhand, and this one is a vintage option that fits me perfectly. It's just enough of a difference from what I usually wear to update things and make me feel like I'm wearing something new without going too far out of my comfort zone. So I'm really happy with this purchase. The next thing that I've added to my wardrobe is 2 pairs of slingbacks. I really like slingbacks. I have that pair of cap toe slingbacks that I wear all the time time, and it's a very versatile shoe for me. It's something that's kind of dressy, but also a little bit casual. It does double duty a lot of times, and it's something that really complements my personal style. So for fall, I really wanted to add a very classic pair of slingbacks that's got all black, and it's just very timeless with a pointed toe. So I picked up this pair. It's a pair of pre-loved Manolo Blahniks, and they're fantastic. They look so good with so many things, but in all transparency, they're really not that comfortable. So this is more of a look pretty and maybe formal event shoe and less of an everyday shoe, but it's still really pretty and I'm happy to have it. And then the second pair is this pair by a brand called Dear Francis. They're relatively new to me, but they make really beautiful shoes. And so when I saw this pair in their sale, I decided it was a great option for kind of testing out the brand because they're just really beautiful. It's a beautiful black combination, but it's got that croc, which is so popular right now and also something I really love. And then it also plays on the square toe trend, but just a little bit, so it's not too much. I don't really love the exaggerated square toes on me. I think it's a really fun look in a shoe, but on me it tends to feel out of place with the rest of my wardrobe. But something a little bit more delicate like this is really good, and I love these. They're very, very comfortable, and I think they're a perfect shoe for me to be able to wear most of the year. So on that faux croc or croc stamp trend that's really popular but also really classic, I wanted a croc belt. So I found this vintage one, and it's so beautiful. I love vintage belts. If you really want a great belt that makes a statement but is still classic and really well made, definitely go vintage. They do not make belts like they used to, and this vintage belt is perfect. It's a nice size for me because I wanted something that was a little bit bigger than I typically wear, but not over the top because I have kind of a short torso. So if I wear a really wide belt, it looks more like a corset than a belt. And this is a perfect width. I love it. And I think it looks great with dresses and over blazers, which is another trend that's really popular for fall. And I'm very excited to wear it. And then the last thing that I've added so far is an updated version of classic jeans. I guess you could say also just really timeless version of classic jeans, but I have a lot of cropped pants and jeans because I'm short, I'm 5'3", and I like things that hit at my ankle. I think it's a flattering cut for most of my shoes, and for most of the shoes that I wear. And then it also it complements most of my personal style. But I'm really loving the longer inseams right now. I'm kind of playing with that and seeing what the higher rise and the longer inseam does for the other pieces of my wardrobe. And so far from playing around, just the addition of these jeans is enough to make everything else feel more current. I'm very happy with these. Now let's go over the other things that are still on my wish list for fall winter. I have a wish list over on my blog, I'll link it somewhere for you, and it basically is broken out into tiers that not only help me plan, so they prioritize things based on coming up most recent and then a little bit more in the future and then sometime down the line, but also help me prioritize for seasons. So the things that I'm going to share with you today are specifically for fall winter. They're things that I've been planning for a really long time, and they've involved a lot of outfit research, a lot of dreaming using my own wardrobe, and just a lot of kind of pinpointing things to make sure that I think it'll actually work with my style and complement the other things in my closet. So first on that list is a pair of almond toe black ankle boots, kind of like a Chelsea style. I have a pair of brown ones like this, and they are so wonderful. They go with so many things, such a classic style, and it's something that I feel very comfortable in. I'm able to walk long distances in them, and they go with pretty much everything that I like to wear. I have a pair of pointed toe black ankle boots that I wear and continue to wear and will continue to wear until they completely wear out. But I think having the almond toe option will be really good for my wardrobe, so that's on my list. And then also I have a pair of black lace-up ankle boots, kind of like combat boots. I have that pair by Thursday Boots that I picked up right before I went to Ireland, and I really loved those boots. I still love them, but they're great, and I didn't really anticipate that I would love them so much. I got them more for necessity and thinking I might as well get something kind of cute if I have to wear something that's practical for rain and kind of sludge and having to hike and do stuff like that. But after I got them and started styling them and playing with them, I realized that it was the silhouette that I never knew I needed. It goes with so many things and kind of like what I was talking about earlier, updates everything just enough because there's something kind of a little bit edgy about them, I guess, and that's so contradictory to my personal style so far that I love that balance. It really makes everything feel perfect. I'm so happy with the brown pair, so I have a black pair on my list for fall winter as well. Next is an updated white shirt, something that has a little bit of a different feel than my typical shirts. So currently in my wardrobe, I have a white button down. It's a very standard Oxford style. And then I have one with no collar in silk, and then one with no collar in cotton that I just added a little bit ago. And I also have a white kind of lacy one that I got last season from Cezanne. And I love all of those. And white shirts are something that I wear so often that I think having a new take on that will be really good for my wardrobe. Next is an updated take on a classic sweater. I'm envisioning something a little bit oversized, something really cozy, something that can go with kind of my looser pants, but also my tighter pants, and something that maybe has a turtleneck, maybe just a crew neck. I'm not really sure. I have like a vision in mind, but nothing specific that has really fit the bill yet. And last but not least is a classic but modern blazer. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I love blazers and I've got quite a few that I just look forward to wearing every season. And I would love to add a modern take into the mix. I have that blue blazer from Everlane that's kind of oversized and it's a little bit straighter in the hip area so it doesn't come in at the waist, and I was shocked how much I actually wore that thing because when I first got it I was thinking, oh, this will be fun, it'll help offset things a little bit and modernize my wardrobe for spring, and it's something that I don't have, but I wasn't sure that I would wear it quite as often, and it's become a real key part of my style. I really like how it looks. That paired with the other pieces that I already have is just enough of a change. So I'm looking forward to finding something like that for fall. Maybe something in black, maybe something with plaid because I love plaid, and then even maybe a camel version because I love camel, and I've got 2 camel coats now because I loved my first one that much, and a camel blazer, and I think another camel blazer would really serve me well. And there you have it. That is my fall 2019 wardrobe plan. Those are the colors I'm looking forward to wearing, the silhouettes I'm looking forward to, the outfits, and just the general vibe, and a couple updates that I'm excited about. So I hope that you liked this and maybe it got you excited for fall. It's just around the corner, even though it's still really hot here today. I've got the AC on, that's why I'm wearing this shirt, to make it feel a little more fall. But yeah, it's close, and I'm very excited for some of the things that I'll be able to wear, and then of course share with you. So like always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Have a great day.